Let me take you back to the 90s, when Soweto made its musical mark with the rise of Kwaito music. Few of us could resist walking the township walk and talking the township talk, thanks to the likes of Mdu, Arthur Mafokati, and Mandoza. But by the early 2000s, a new crop of youngsters in the form of Abomzambia and Msawawa were already taking over. Along with them came a female Kwaito artist who arguably had the most street cred of her time. That's Mshoza.
For the second time, for the third time.
She went from being a freestyling contestant on Jam Alley to performing in the UK alongside Bongo Muffin and releasing 2 studio albums. Reports of her personal life have often made her feel judged, from being accused of marrying for money to her first husband, to the controversial skin lightening treatments she underwent, and most recently, walking out on what she describes as an abusive marriage with her second husband. But today, Mshoza wants to reclaim her power and identity by shedding her old skin and re-emerging with a new purpose. Today on Real Talk, we welcome Nomasonto Maswanganyi, aka Mshoza. You were cringing a little bit there. You were blushing, looking at that video, Ya Cortez. What was going on? Is it hard to watch yourself?
Well, I haven't seen the video in years.
Really?
But, well, I look different.
Of course you do. So how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm still alive. I'm okay.
You know, it's been 18 years in this business for you. You were 10 years old when you were singing at school. And then in the 90s, there you were dancing with Chiscorp. What a ride it's been. Can you believe it's 18 years?
Yeah, it's 19 now. Yeah, and yeah, I can't believe it because I still look hot and yeah.
And vocally still strong, you still have the moves.
Of course. You know your babes and all of them, they know. Can't touch this. But now I'm growing up, I just want to be like that sister that must give kids space.
How cheeky of you. But was it hard, you know, as a young woman entering the Kwaito space, very male-dominated at the time? Was it difficult?
I won't lie and say it was difficult for me. This is something I wanted. This is something I loved. This is something I felt I should do. Even at school, you won't believe when I tell you I was a very good student, economic student, accounting, you know, and my mom believed that I was going to be an accountant, but my passion was there, you know.
Yeah.
I would go out of school, come out of school early and just go practice dancing and writing. I was a DMX of that time. I thought I was DMX, I thought I was Mendoza. So for me, it was not difficult, and luckily, when I joined the industry with Abo Oscar Mlange and Nimrod Ngosi, those people were protective, so I never got to hustle for Indlela and all that. I was very protected by them. I didn't have to go and offer myself for certain things. So I was privileged. Yeah, it wasn't difficult.
It wasn't too hard.
It wasn't.
That's good to hear, though. Well, there's someone really special that said that they're definitely going to watch you on the show tonight. And they've left you a little message just to wish you well. Take a look.
Mshoza, Boza, Mshoza, Boza, Awu siswami, hello. Yeah, wazwami uhle lapha e-studio, nani bahle e-studio. Anyway, I just want to say, Mshoza Boza, uNkulunkulu uthi siye, ngathi ngakuphakamisa kakhulu and abe nawe. We were born for this thing, ukuthi siyenze, sijayivisa abantu. You understand? And the best moments engwakhumbulayo ngawe Boza, it's when ngisesikhwameni siperform. Kumele wena uvule isikhwama. Wavela waphuka uzipho ungakaphumi esikhwameni. Ngathi usiphelele ingoma uthi awu Mshoza waye ngasangikhipha esikhwameni. But anyway, I love you so much. You are my sister, you are my everything. Ngikumeleke emsawa wasikhona na kwi video yemoto kaShukela. We waiting for you. Mwah.
So you didn't come out of the bag. The zip broke.
He couldn't because
he couldn't.
got a zip.
Oh, you broke it. Eish. So how do you feel seeing that? All those memories. Because you guys literally grew up in the music business. We watched you grow.
I know. Wow. Yo, I don't know what to say. Where is he? It's been years. Well, I grew up with them. I was a sister. Zambia and Mshoza were like, we were very close. You know,
Yes,
even when everything is happening right now, I know wherever they are, they're worried and they want to do something about it. We were family, you know, and we were protected. We were told what to do, when to do it, what time to do it. So we're protected from all of those things in the industry, you know. And growing up, that's when you realize that these people were not being hard on me, but they were protecting me from a lot of things.
So interesting that you say you were quite protected, because now we've seen different reports about you. You've also said that you feel that the media's opinion and how you've been covered has been largely judgmental. And there's a lot that's happened in your life, you know. So this time around, though, you've decided to almost lead the way, take charge of how your story's been told. You've been telling it quite openly. Why did you make that decision?
Look, the industry itself, if you don't open your eyes, your mind, that's why we have a lot of people dying broke. They get to decide on how they want you to be. You end up not living your life. They end up pushing you to a corner where even people will look at you that way, and you end up seeing yourself that way, you know. And I felt it's time for me to tell them, listen, stop miscoaching, misjudging, or I'm being misunderstood the way I look at it. I go on Twitter, I'm like, wow, so this is what people think of me. Wow. Only if they knew no more son. People think I'm on drugs, people think I'm a drunkard, people think a whole lot of things. And I'm totally different from that. You'll never hear about Mshoza clubbing anyway, you know. And you wonder how this person who's such an introvert is being misjudged like that, you know. So I felt, listen, I'm very old. I'm not gonna go beating up, I'm a journalist, but I will go and tell my story, and they will listen to me now. For the past 18, 19 years, they've been telling the story for me. So it's time for me to own up and tell them my story.
Right. And we are seeing the story still play out. But let's go back to the beginning, because you've talked about how when you first met your estranged husband.
Which one?
The second one. That it was as a way of helping you out of the realities of your first husband, that he was rescuing you in a way. Did you feel rescued?
I feel like when you're running away from this ungenala, this person knows that you're vulnerable, and they will be soft, and they will end up doing the same thing somehow. That's what they do. I don't feel rescued. This was not meant to be a relationship from the beginning. It was meant to be a business, and then it turned out to be something else, you know. But I don't feel rescued. I thought, this is what I told myself, I'm not going to divorce again. I'm going to fight for this. Hence, I went to Ugwehlala Plazini, from a plasma screen to, you know, changing of lifestyle. I'm a very, I won't say upmarket, I won't say cheese girl, I'm not going to brag, but I grew up very nice. You know, I've lived in Camps Bay for years, I've driven beautiful cars, and then changing from that to something very lower than that. It means I was trying my level best to make it work. But at the same time, I realized, which I was killing myself. Instead,
were those sacrifices worth it? Because clearly you changed, you modified yourself to make this work, to fit this expectation. Was it worth it?
It was not, but it opened my eyes in a way. I realized that people, the more you try to protect them, they will squeeze a lot of life out of you, you know. So it's shown me a lot of things. It was not worth it, but I've learned a lot from it.
You've described how he considered you in his life as sort of seeing you as a trophy wife. What do you think how did that feel? Because you entered into this relationship, you talk about making sacrifices, and then to be considered as an achievement, a trophy wife to have on his arm.
To him, having me was a blessing to him, because then it would open indlela for him. But he used it in the wrong way. Women, he could have used it for business or something, not for women, getting women easily because I'm Mshoza's husband. He's on my music video. He's shown, he's all magazines, you know.
Yes, you guys have participated in interviews together. You know, people became aware of him because of your profile.
Yeah, and he's using that. He's making sure which I use it right now. But I was taken aback by the fact that he now thinks he can now take me down and be the one who's a superstar. And I said to him, listen, I think I was born a superstar, so that you can't take away. And you can go for the next 6 months using my name, going to radio stations, doing interviews. I thought I was a celebrity, but it's funny, you are not a celebrity. One thing you'll never do, you'll never destroy me, because you did not make me. So,
What happened on that day? Was that the first time he abused you?
it was not. I was just protecting him. A friend of mine actually said the other time when I called him at night, crying, and he said, "Ngalo case." I said, "No, I don't want to get him arrested. He's a breadwinner. If I like it, depend on you know, what will happen? I don't want to feel guilty. You know, but not thinking that actually I've got people to take care of. I shouldn't be doing this, you know. So he did it a lot of times.
A lot of times. So prior to you fleeing to the Free State, the abuse had been happening.
Mostly verbally. Mostly it would be verbally, you know. But
What would he say to you? What kind of things would he say?
He's very mean. He's very mean. I think his upbringing, he grew up in Lelephlung, and now he feels good. He has that little money. He can control people. He can tell people whatever he wants to say. So with me, he had power because now ngumuntu wakhe. He can tell me ukuthi la 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 hambolala yenza so do this, and would tell me how dumb I am. We were doing a course in Sandton, that we were attending class together, and then I ended up not writing the test because he would tell me that I'm dumb, I'm not going to pass. And he would tell my kids as well, that's what I hated. He would tell me, Wuti, my job is to dance, there's nothing better than that. And I would come back to him and tell him about my mining business and how I'm doing, and would say, that's just a dream. And I remember I was short of 200,000. The 200,000 are supposed to pay for something as a mine. And I said, I went into his office, he was with a friend. I said, Baba, I need 200,000 urgently, I'll give it to tomorrow. I just need you to transfer it to my business account. And he laughed, and his friend laughed, and was like, no, you're such a dreamer. You know, like, I'm like, I'm hallucinating, you know, there's nothing like that. And quickly, a business partner of mine transferred the 200,000, and I came back to him and said, don't worry, a friend of mine has transferred the money, you don't have to do it anymore. And as things went by, that's when he realized, this is actually happening, this woman is working. She's making money, and there are people who believe in her than I do. But he knew I could do this, it's just that he wanted to oppress me. He wanted me not to do things.
Wow, Mshoza, what a story, what a story. Now, can you imagine the fear, the anguish of being a mother of 2 children who resorts to fleeing her marital home and going into hiding for your own safety? Well, as you've just heard, that's exactly what Mshoza ended up doing. We'll get a sense of what all of that felt like and how it affected her after the break.
I'm excited about the new presenter, Azania. I believe that change is good, and she's beautiful. She's fresh in the show. So yeah, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to watch more episodes.
I think Azania is a good person. I think she's great for the job. I love her. I've been following her ever since she started this presenting and radio DJing. And apart from that, I think this show needs somebody like her.
She's just a phenomenal woman. She's one of those women who can inspire us.
Right, ready, relevant, correct and collected, man.
Azania ke motsebela ko radio onko 702. So like what khuthatsa ja ka basadi, what inspire like o shapo ke nana re le yona this character ya o presenter. Then o shapo for yona.
I'm excited to have her as a new presenter and to see what she has in store for us.
Ke ratile presenter entire Real Talk. Iling Azania, le interview ya hae le Robert Marao.
Azania ke morata like o montle le like the way I presentang ka teng o na le that thing.
Amangleba are internally painful, yet we pretend that all is well. I ask myself, what have we done wrong? Who do we turn to? The man will tell you, you are useless, not good enough, and just plain stupid. Men like that never change. Amangleba will heal one day at a time. Together we will fight against women abuse, end quote. These are some of the words that were shared by Mshoza in an open letter to fellow musician and friend Babes Wodumo when news emerged that Babes had suffered the same fate at the hands of her partner, Mambinja. So, you felt that you needed to reach out, Mshoza? You reach out to Babes because you could relate to what she was going through, the pain of what she'd been through.
I could relate, and she's young, man. Well, I was married at age 23, and I was abused there, and I know how it feels when you feel like you don't have power, you can't do anything. This person owns my life in a way, and you love this person, you trusted this person, but they turn out to be the ones that hurt you, you know. So I could feel it, you know. I just couldn't be there for her because I was also hiding. And it felt like something wrong was happening. Why are women being treated like this? Why is this happening? Okay, is God maybe trying to say, you guys are going to be the ones that change the world? Women are dying there. Right. So maybe if it happens to you, then the world will see and there will be change. And that's how I feel. I feel like maybe I should do something. This can't be happening to me more than 2 times. It's the 3rd time, you know. And this is probably a sign that God says, now, go and tell the next woman what not to do or how to deal with things. Go and share your story. Do something about it.
Right, because even in both relationships, there were times when you knew you should leave, but you didn't leave. What kept you there?
This one in particular, I was told that I would die if I tried leaving. At first, you feel like, uyangithanda, you know, I'm feeling hambe. So, but then, uyakuthanda, but uloku utbhiziza namantombazana. That's not love. Ukubeke la, uloku ukuphethe kabi, uletha amantombazana mahle and telling you how beautiful this ama girlfriend akanga khona. Then you know, abama girlfriend mama pagila, ama girlfriend ama so, and you are just there hurting. Makufika abantu, you have to come out smiling, but in private ukuphatha kabi. So I couldn't leave because I was threatened, but honestly, I sat there for months, planning, buying stuff, hiding, but I was scared to come back. It's either uzongibulala physically, but he would tell, they would discuss it, never put back ukuthi, hayi mfana siyambulala lo, ngeke ushiye wena, you know? Or uzongibulala ngomuthi. Ukhona umuthi. We can't run. I mean, I'm so into God, like I'm.
So you lived perpetually, every single day with this fear ever present?
From the beginning, I was told, it's either uchuza mina or sonto, you know, and took it lightly. But okay, fine, I will choose happy. I will pray in private, you know. But as it continued,
you couldn't even go to church.
No, he would tell you straight, I will not have a woman as Sunday. You choose. And I was like, okay, I'm a Christian. My mom, you know, Satanda Zekai. And I was like, Lana gay. It's the other way.
And speaking of your mom, she passed away last year. And through the 2 relationships.
Today, on the 22nd.
Is it today on the 22nd?
It's a year now.
And look at the brave face you have for us today. How are you feeling? Because she was your confidant. She's the person you turned to when all of this was going on. What were her words in building you?
My sisters actually today, my other sisters from Wheatbank. So today, we were like, we're going to have a crying session about mom. And I'm like, guys, I'm not about that life. And you know, mom, take care of yourselves, don't do this, don't do that, but just be happy in life. What mattered to my mom is our happiness.
Right.
You know, and I don't know how to feel today, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. I remember the day I lost her on the 22nd. I had to drive alone from KZN, crying. And I felt alone. I felt like, you know, when they called and said, oh, mama, uhambile, I wasn't at the hospital. So my little sister was the one umvali. So I had to rush. I must be there. But then unfortunately, and you know, going there was and I was like, no, she's cold. They're telling go, but you know, this is what happens. And it was my first time seeing a cop with my mom. But
I wish you strength, because it takes a long time to find comfort, to find peace, you know, with having lost someone who was such an important figure in your life. And you're doing great work in this space, which we'll talk about later on, in encouraging and empowering other women. We actually have a voice note right now from someone who also needs advice about being in an abusive relationship. So let's take a listen.
Sanbonani, I'd like to greet to Azania. She's looking beautiful as always. My name is Untom Gaise, and I'd like to greet Usis Mshoza as well. I have a question for Sis Mshoza. What would you say to a young woman who's going through the same thing that you went through right now, and they have no way out and feel like no one is on their side, especially abantu abadala, talking about Nyamezela Mtanami, and they also have the fear ukuthi abantu bazothini if now she comes back from emendweni. I would just like to hear what she would say to a young woman who's currently going through the same thing.
So much for that voice note. What are your thoughts?
Abantu bazothini. I was married for 6 months. That's the shortest. But now I said, abakhulume, because mangifile noma sengilimela akekho ozwa ipain yami.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. No one was there to nurse mangikwazi. I was stabbed as in my previous relationship. And bazothini sengiluze M4, bazothini angisena into so angisahlali kwi-mention. Mangikhala phakathi akekho umuntu okhona ongisizayo. And ifamily abantu abadala, they will always say bazothini. Fortunately in this situation, my uncles were like, Puma, your life is worth more than that. My uncles were like, let's do that. But one thing you will not do, because wokhalayo wophethwe kabi. And another thing, abantwana bakho bacabangele. Wena mawufa usesemncane kanje, uthantwana bakho wenza umama kukushiyile. Who's going to take care of abantwana bakho? Cabangele wena kuqala. At some point you need to be selfish.
Right.
Mangakuphathi kahle, yes, uyamsaba ukuhamba. Iye police station amaphoyisa azokutshela ukuthi hambani ulungisa into zenu ni couple.
Is that what they said to you?
That's what they say. Well, I was fortunate, but
Yeah,
one thing they said to me, they're like, "I'm going to me case." But so me case, a lot of women are dying out there, and Nina Mbakulu is supposed to protect them. My case, you're not going to do that. You're going to work out your cases pale, So abantu bazotini asindaba yakho leyo sisi phuma lapho uyamsaba uzoza kini azobashaya nakini. That's what he said to me, which is obulala kusisibam, But you will eventually find help. Go out there until utole help. Find stronger people than that person. If it's managed, there are people who are bigger than that person that can help you. Find a way. You will die abantu bangazi. One thing that will happen if you look
Absolutely moved, almost chills hearing your story, an incredible, unbelievable story. Well, in the words of Mshoza, as she has said, she is a positive person. And when negative people enter her life, all she can do is pray for them to do better. Well, after the break, we're talking fighting back to reclaim your identity with Mshoza. Stay with us. And she still has the moves. She took an 11-year hiatus for not making music. So the question is, what on earth has Mshoza been doing this entire time? Well, she was exercising her entrepreneurial muscle, that's what. She is the director of Visho Investments, which launched in 2012, and they supply mining companies. In 2007, she ventured into events through Mshoza Boza Entertainment, and that's not to forget about her dedication to empowering young women through her foundation, Abantu Bam Smile Again Foundation. An especially important foundation that she's redirecting her attention to, particularly during Youth Month. Hey, look at you, still got the moves. But before we talk about all these other ventures that you have, I want to talk about your children. How old are they now?
10 and 8. The girl is 10, boys 8 years.
Did
Pride
they
and
witness the
Junior.
abuse? What kind of conversations are you having with them about what happened?
I talked to them on the phone now.
Mhm.
I spoke to them on Sunday. I spoke to them yesterday as well. We talk. They ask, Mom, when are you fetching us? And I had to tell them, look, Mom is not in a position to be with you now, but I will be visiting you every month end. I'm sorry with the way you were taken. Things didn't go according to plan.
Yeah.
They knew the plan. They knew the plan was to run away. And they wanted happiness. You know, they're so hungry, I don't want to lie, for a father figure, for someone who loved them. And they want their mom there as well. So for him to take my kids back to Mpumalanga without telling me, and my kids not aware of what's happening. Apparently when they were taken, they were asking, where's our mom? Why are we being taken by other people that we do not know what's happening? Because our mom said we're going to buy a house, we're moving to this place, and we're going to have a happy family, we're going to be... They're not okay, but they're safe. They're with Jacob's mom.
All right, okay.
They're fine, we talk. It's just
in due
sad.
time, you'll be reunited in due time.
I don't know. I don't know.
So let's talk business now, because you've had other ventures through this entire period. You've maintained your businesses, Vishore Investments. How did you get into mining?
I'm a hustler. I have friends. I focus more on businesses than the entertainment side. I grew up in the entertainment side. So I grew up with people that were more into business and education. So that's why I went back to, and like, guys, I know I'm an artist, I can make this much, but I want a life that's sustainable. And I had connections as well. So I had my own company and started working and had to knock there and there and ask for businesses, and people believed in me and gave me businesses, and I had to make sure that I deliver. You know, I deal with different mines, different businesses. I supply, even with the government, I work in different things.
But you're also on a mission. You're on a mission to dent this blesser-blessee phenomenon that we're seeing in South Africa. So you were accused of marrying for money previously in your first marriage. Why are you so committed to this? What are the harms and the dangers that you see with this phenomenon?
Believe it or not, Azania, people think our life is maintained amanya madoda. And it hurts. I started making my money at a very young age. Why would you think ngizwana nomunye umuntu for? All I want is love and respect, you know. And women they've changed. Women are all about money. And they forget, Uti, when you go in there for money, you will not get the respect you deserve and the love, because your focus is there for money. And this person will turn you into a trophy. I managed to walk out now from an abusive relationship because I can sustain, I can maintain myself. Even if I do not have money in my account, I can still go out there and work. It doesn't take education for one to go out and work. If umele uyokoropa, usebenze emakitchen, do it. Do not stay in a relationship. Try your level best to make your own money. Brazilian, because you don't want a Brazilian as an dum. You don't want a Brazilian that will come with wounds, you know.
That when it's over, he takes it back, like
There's
everything
a
else.
child who just graduated, Lesotho. I've never met the kid. I don't know her. I was paying for her funds, and she graduated, and she called me and said, I was Mshoza, I graduated. Can I come and do something for you? Can I come work a company or something? And I said, yes, I'm just moving offices from KZN to Joburg, so you're going to wait a bit. But I was proud, Wuti. This kid does not have money. But
they're hustling.
she lost her job. So she had to come to me and say, I'm a student in Funwenza, it costed 3 years. In Funwenza, so, and I said I was going to pay for it. And I did that, and I paid for La Salakon. And she comes back 3 years later. She says, graduated.
Must make you so, so proud. And I know you're planning on a nationwide school tour. You want to talk to young people. But there's also this issue that as an influential person, as a celebrity in this country, you also befell the same fate. So what is your message to them?
We women, we can do it on our own. I'm not saying you need a man, you need to be loved, you need to go to bed with your man. But you do not need a man to live, to be you. You know, so what I do, I've been placing female teachers, I've placed a lot, and then even women, abanama skills folks in the mind, I've been placing them. That is to say, go and make your money. Yes, you love your men, but go and make your money. Do not stay there because of you are being fed. Stay there because you are being loved and you love that person and you're being respected. That's more important than anything. So my message is, let's work. Let's do it for ourselves. Let's not disrespect men, but let's not be with them because we need to be with them. Let's be with them because I want to be with you. I love you.
No, there's a risk and a danger in dependency, definitely. Well, she's been getting some praise for how different her new sound is with her new offering, Dance Ayini Chorus. Well, through this new single, Mshoza says she is done talking and wants to get back to her music. So we'll talk about the music after the break. Plus, she'll be letting loose at the end of the show as she takes to the Real Talk stage to perform this very song. Stay with us. Well, that's one of the songs she'll be performing a little bit later on, but it was exactly 18 years ago when Mshoza burst into the music space with her smash hit Cortez. She's slowly been making a comeback to the music scene after having released Abantu Bam last year to raving reviews. It would seem that Mshoza wants to conquer the dance scene now. So after sharing plans earlier this year of collaborating with Babes Wodumo and Chomi on an upcoming single as the new queens of dance. So have you guys managed to record the song yet?
Yeah, we've recorded the song. I don't know what's happening at the moment.
Okay.
But babes, come back, 7th.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you
It's a beautiful song. It's a very funny, beautiful song. But I'm sure we'll start promoting it after Aina Chorus.
Yeah.
Because the Queen has released, so we need to bow down, relax, and watch the space.
So last year was a year that came with a bit of validation for you because your song was nominated at the Metro FM Music Awards. How did it feel after 18 years of not having an accolade like that?
Look, we've got your R. Kelly, who's the best and does not have an award. So it happens. It felt, well, I said, maybe it's time, it's about time, but it was short-lived. Elvova stole my award. So what happened, I was happy with Abantu voted for it. And I'm sure the whole country was aware Gucci, this is hers, you know. Yes, they understand what happened there, and Vovo understands it was not his. I'm sure this was Mshoza's, you know. But I was very honored and felt which I was appreciated by my country.
Yeah, so in dance, Aina Chorus, you are addressing a number of issues, the people that have always been loyal to you, but you're also addressing...
La baba lawyer, you're not la baba lawyer.
Exactly, there's the line, that's the line. So is it friends, family? Who are you talking to?
I want to be honest with you, Azania, and I know you're watching them. Why I'm not taking your calls. I've realized with Abantu Mosengingeni abeko for win.
You've lost some friendships along the way.
I did not lose, I just cut them off.
Right.
What I was going through now, Azania, I did not have clothes. I had no place to stay. No one heard. People distanced themselves. Until Babona Mshoza now coming back as an artist, she's fine. Now they're starting to come back with, and I'm like, Sizo Singakila. Remember, you were not there, so you're not going to be there, Masang Shaina. Stay where you are. Use the space. That's me right now. I've learned to be selfish. And I've learned to be selfish in a good relationship. If you're not going to love me right, I will break up with you. The world will know, so what? I will not stay in a relationship and go happy. Let them go right. As long as you're happy, Mina, I do not care.
I guess this is the power you're talking
about.
This is about me. This is the power you're
It's now about me.
Yeah.
The next person, Yimi Nabantwana Bam, then my boo-boo. Yeah.
All right.
Where
so
were we?
A lot of things have changed in the music business. You know, you came in during, Kwaito was hot at the time, but now there's Gom, Has this influenced the sound that the direction that you've taken?
There's Gom, there's what, and Kwaito is our own. Kwaito will always be a petebona.
Yeah.
They will never pata pata Kwaito. Yes, our Kwaito artist abanye basishiyile, but no one can say Kwaito is dead as long as Mshoza is still alive. If you say Kwaito is dead, you're saying Mshoza is dead.
Yeah.
I decide on how I want to write my music, how I want my beats. And as matured as wine as I am, my music is maturing. My lyrics are maturing. My sound is maturing. And my aim right now is not to sweat. So I do music for abantu abanengqondo. You know, you just want to be there.
Right.
You listen to the music and you dance, not to sweat too much. Like I said, I'm not a club scene person.
Yes, this
So-
reflects where you are. We have another little surprise for you.
Jehovah.
Yebo. Look at this.
Hi. Well, Mshoza is a sister to me. A very talented somebody that I had a privilege to work with. And I've been seeing her great work the past few years. However, the last single that I did with her was like 21 years ago, which is still very nice to this present day. So, yeah, man, it makes me happy to see her doing great. And I think she's been working very hard the past few years since the last time we worked together, you know? So I'd like to tell her to keep pushing harder and that she's the best and that she needs to believe that, you know, there'll never be another Mshoza out there. You know, she's done very great for herself and I'd like to work with her someday. And may God be with her through and through. Mzambia, Wala.
A lovely message from Zambia. Beautiful. So you'll be performing in a short while. I want to wrap, though, by giving or reflecting the fact that we tried to get a right of reply from your estranged husband. So Tutugani Mvula, we gave him an opportunity, and all he said was that he's been advised by his legal representatives not to give comment. And he said that it's fine, Mshoza can come to the show and say whatever she wants, but he maintains that you suffered abuse at the hands of your ex-husband and not him. How do you respond to that? Because he's putting into question the story about what's happened.
I believe when he called my ex-husband, he said, even my sisters, he said, come and fetch your kids. I'm going to kill that woman today. They won't be having a mother, you know. My kids.
So you have witnesses?
Lord, I will tell you, none of my friends were approving that marriage.
Are you going to be in court because he's meant to appear later this month?
No. Look, I'm okay with him. I'm Ngolele. I can't lie and say it was all bitter. I had moments where we were okay, where we loved each other, where he took care of me. And I wish him all the best. I hope he doesn't do this good in the relationship. I hope he finds a woman that he will marry and take care of and not impress people around him, you know.
Right. No, we see your resilience. We see that you're reclaiming your identity. Well, I'm going to let you get ready to perform after the break. So after the break, Mshoza performs her brand new single, Dance Aina Chorus. So be sure to come back for that electrifying performance.
Rata Azania for this show, I'm perfect for this show as a presenter in charge. Guys, let's just support her. We just like her.
We love you, Azania. Real Talk, Azania.
Thank you, Real Talk. Azania, Raurata, more than the weight. Love you.
Hi, Azzy. This is Gugu. Congratulations on your new job. I think you're gonna kill it, girl.
Wow, goodness, what a way to bring an end to what's been an exciting week of Real Talk with me, Azania. Thank you so much for all the love. So let's make this the first of many weeks of engaging, of learning and sharing in each other's experiences, just like we did with Mshoza today. Well, it's time for her to take to the one place where she's always felt safe and found happiness. Here to perform a medley of Abantu Bam and her brand new single, Dance Aina Chorus. I hope you've got your dancing shoes on. Please welcome Mshoza. We'll see you again next week on Real Talk.
fresh money kaya lam. Shows I got older, circle got smaller, now we are bone. No bano makoya, bano beloya, bano beloya. Divorce, akufuneki lawyer, no beg your soda. Fasu ya koma, celebrating sinas pambe mafin. Bashali kordes, wana zawe peshin. Ratatata, take to pulanga koma. Dance, aina chorus. So your dirty lean is hanging when I'm kushu heat after heat. Lana janga kushu for person in Paris futu take it back to the future with this lyrical digital classical scoop. Dance, aina chorus. Dance, aina chorus.